What's up, guys? It's Eric again, back with another video. As you guys can tell, I'm out here in nice sunny Michigan. We've had a pretty good run of good weather here, at least where the sun's been out. It was cold this weekend. Today's actually, before I get too far into this video, it's Mother's Day 2020, which is, goodness, I think it's the 10th of May of 2020. I'll have to go ahead and take a look at that, but it is Mother's Day 2020. I do know that. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out here. And let's give a shout out to everyone that's out there, the healthcare workers, the EMT workers, the first responders, people that work in hospitals, urgent cares, all that sort of stuff. Let's also not forget about our waste management guys that come by and grab our garbage every day that are out on the roads. People that have coronavirus or not, or illnesses or whatever, they do the same thing as what everybody else does, guys. I mean, they're just as important as our healthcare workers, because they pretty much see everybody. And I say see everybody, I put that in quotes because they handle everyone's garbage. So let's give a shout out to those guys here too. Anyway, without getting too far into this, this is my weekend ramble where I just pretty much just talk about pretty much whatever I want here. As you can tell, my barn's here in the background. Pretty nice barn. I've got actually, there's some powder post beetle issues that I've got to go ahead and take care of. They're the little teeny tiny, kind of look like pinholes in wood. I got to get it bombed here to get them killed. I had it done, goodness, when I first got the house, what is it, about 11 years ago? And they're back again, so I'm going to go ahead and call the exterminator and bomb the place again and make them get rid of the powder post beetles here. So that's got to get done. With everyone being in quarantine and whatnot, the bars aren't open. Pretty much everything, I want to say pretty much everything isn't open, at least here in Michigan. I notice other parts of the country are starting to open up. I'm kind of wanting to see kind of a wait and see approach on how all this is all going to kind of transpire. I think the numbers are going to go back up. But I still, guys, I mean, we're only at what, a little over 4 million people, and there's 370 million people in the United States. I mean, that's pretty low considering where we're at as a country and how many people in the rigorous testing that we're doing. Not to say that there's not enough testing kits out here. I'm just saying that either people are staying away and they're taking the stay-at-home orders seriously, and they're wearing their mask and they're doing everything, the hand washing and all that sort of stuff to make this stuff not spread. Or it's just that our people are actually already had this and just have simply mild symptoms and doesn't need to know, or I don't want to say doesn't care, but doesn't need to go in and get tested to see if they have the coronavirus. I mean, I see people, sometimes we have a testing center right down the road here from me, and the next town, which is to the south, which is Eaton Rapids, there's a testing center there. I kind of wonder if some people have some kind of illness or whatnot, and they think it's coronavirus, and they go in and they get tested, and then maybe 1 out of every 10 or 1 out of every whatever or have the coronavirus, and a lot of them are just thinking that, oh my God, I got the coronavirus, and crying wolf and going and getting tested, in which those tests could be used for better people that actually have the coronavirus. So I guess my overall thought here is, and I know I'm kind of being a little bit of a pessimist here, but I kind of wonder, is this thing kind of, even though it has a higher death rate than the flu, is it really kind of worse than the flu? I mean, is it really, do we have to shelter everybody in place? Do we just kind of let it go? And I don't want to say if people die, but that's kind of where I'm going with this. If people are gonna, people are social creatures. They're not meant to be boarded up in their houses and made not to go anywhere. And because I know that's a lot of the protests are about, but some of the protests are just being about Trump, having a Trump rally. There was a couple of them up here in Michigan. I know some of you guys, if you're anywhere aware of what's going on around your area, and kind of turn on the news, I'm sure you've heard that right up here in Lansing at the Capitol. They've had quite a bit of protests up here on Governor Whitmer. And she's kind of standing her ground. She's not going to just let it kind of fly and just say, hey, we're just going to go ahead and open up everything. She's got pretty thick skin, I will give her that. Is she doing the right thing? I guess that's for us to kind of judge and to judge on her, but I think she thinks she's doing the right thing, and I kind of think she's doing the right thing here too, even though my conscience kind of gets to me and says, kind of, why are we doing some things? I know it kind of contradicts my last statement, but in the end, I think she's doing the right thing. She's trying to keep the people safe what a governor and government should be doing. But enough about that. I mean, that's kind of starting to get to be old news, and I don't want to be a part of the a part of the a part of the problem instead of part of the solution, right? Going along with this kind of coronavirus stuff, my weight loss is, I'm pretty much back to where I started. I had lost 22 pounds, and I've just gained it all right back here, guys. I'm sure you guys know, probably looking at me, I've gained it all back. I've been trying to do some hiking, as you got the couple of videos that I've done some hiking on here. I've hiked in some places that I didn't do the video on. And I've kind of introduced a little bit of intermittent fasting and maybe trying to eat less and to eat less sugar, drink more water, that kind of thing. It's been a challenge here because I kind of want, when I'm hungry, I usually kind of want to eat, and I'm a bored eater at that. That's why I don't buy chips here in the house, because if I buy chips, the whole bag will be gone, and I'll feel guilty as hell for eating that whole bag of chips, and I'm sure that's contributed to putting all my weight back on that I lost back in October. So I'm kind of right back to square one, kind of where I started here. But hopefully the intermittent fasting kind of comes along and takes care of that. I hope the water, the kind of more water consumption, and the less sugars that I eat. But everything does have sugar. You just kind of got to pick and choose kind of what you want to do with how you're going to lose your weight. I don't think I even need to be on kind of any Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or some of these pills that they advertise on TV, which I know don't work, so that's why I just ignore them completely. I do like the Frank Thomas ones, I will say that. The Frank Thomas ones are pretty good. But I'm not going to go to any pills or anything like that to try to lose this weight. Trying to think of what else there is here. I don't think there's... the haircut. I kind of shaved here a little bit, kind of shaved all the hair that's kind of down here on my neck. I combed my hair and put hairspray in it. I'm sorry, hairspray. Put hairspray in it. Kind of clean up pretty well, and I haven't had a haircut since, goodness, probably middle to end of February. My hair just doesn't grow very fast here, guys. There's some on my neck that kind of needs to be cleaned up. But other than that, if that gets cleaned up, I'm pretty much ready to go until I actually physically need another haircut. I mean, my hair isn't really that long to begin with. Usually some people have a nice long beard if they haven't been to or haven't even shaved or done anything like that, or their hair's starting to get really long, or they've taken measures into their own hands and they've cut their own hair, which doesn't necessarily look very good. You can tell who's cut their hair and who hasn't. But yeah, I mean, my hair just grows slow. There's nothing, and it's all a part of this coronavirus, the COVID-19 stuff that everyone has been sheltering in place and everything. But kind of getting back to my barn here, there was a tree. I don't know if in the last video that you seen when I was out here, was probably last year, there'd been a tree here that I finally got a pickaxe and finally got a hatchet and took care of that. So there's no more trees here. It's just there's some stuff that's got to get done here. I'm not sure if you can see way over here, but there's a arm that's kind of down here on my fence that I got to repair. I think I just got to bring a ratchet strap and kind of bring it back up and hopefully move the earth a little bit to get it back to where it needs to be. And there's a couple of other things here I'm looking at here on my fence that kind of needs to be done here. But I like it here, guys. I mean, I was having this only going to be a starter home for me, but I think this is probably where I'm going to stay here because I only live 10 minutes from work, and I'm thinking I'm going to invest some money into this place and kind of get it up here. Like this deck here, that's standing, that's right here on the camera, that's right behind you, that you've kind of seen. It's kind of weathered. Some of the boards are broken. I got a crowbar, and one of these, when it starts getting warm here, which today might be a good day to do it, but I'm going to be down to my parents' house. I'm going to take all these boards off and kind of rebuild this porch here, and kind of inspect some stuff and see where we're at. So, but that's going to be pretty much it here, guys. I've rambled on here long enough. I don't know how many people are actually going to watch this video. Well, if you do like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, give it a thumbs down. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you guys get more videos just like this one, and also hit the like and subscribe button here, would you guys? Guys, I'm going to get cleaned up here. Going to get a cup of coffee. I haven't even drank any coffee yet here. I'm going to get a pot of coffee going here and maybe sit back and relax and watch CBS Morning News here on for Sunday. All right, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope to see you guys again soon. Deuces. Take care, guys.